Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. Today on our show, we have actor RJ Smith. RJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. You're one of our many actors, and we love actors. And the projects that you worked on, we're looking forward to hearing about it. But before we jump into the projects, RJ, I'm gonna ask you, when did you know that acting was something that you wanted to pursue?
I always knew it was something that I was always interested in. My parents would always tell me that you wanted to be an actor since you were two. You were looking at people on screen and you were already trying to mimic them. And you always knew, you always had a love for it. And I would always, even when I was hanging out with some friends, I would kind of pretend I was a superhero or things like that, just because that was what I loved, I was interested in. And here I am.
Awesome, awesome. And do you have any early experience after that, after like seeing people, seeing like the characteristics that they have, like did that translate on stage or did someone have like a film camera? Like when did you start really tap into it?
I really started, I was really young. I was probably like around 8 or 10 years old, and I started doing theater at this company called All About Music. And it was originally my cousin was there, and just wanted to spend more time with her, but I ended up just sticking with it, and I did that all the way throughout high school.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so now you're out of high school. Are you going straight to college or are you gonna try to do the independent acting route?
Yeah, when I first got out of high school, I went straight into I was a one-on-one for special education. I took like a year break off. And then I was like, I don't like this and I miss acting. And then I transformed into a film and I fell in love with it and I haven't really looked back since.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. I love that. All right, so with this film, so how could you share your experience on your first project? Did you have to go to audition, like a casting call, or this is just like a student project that you just jumped on and
Yeah, originally my first project that I did in film, it was called The Roommate and it was through Backstage. It was directed by the lovely Maya Parker and she kind of called me and she talked to me and then I ended up playing Logan in that very first short film.
awesome. Could you share a little bit about the character Logan?
The character Logan, yeah, he was kind of just going there to go to his girlfriend's house to pick up his basketball jersey, and his girlfriend ended up having a hostage and a gunpoint. So, and that was completely different. That I was like, wow, okay. Mm.
That's an interesting twist. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Is that project available that we can check out?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I believe it's on the Maya Parker. She has her own YouTube channel, and you could probably check that out. I usually don't tell people about that project because it was my first one, and it was a little rough. And I have better stuff out now, but I still really love that project, and it's where I started. So
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you got to start somewhere, and you got to grow up before you walk. All right, so now you're walking, and he's taking these big steps now. So let's talk about this place that you were at, the Second City.
yeah, I that was in Chicago, and that was where I did a just an acting class. And I did that one, and then I didn't go back to do another acting class or anything. I just started doing my own filming and acting, and I ended up starting a mentorship with one-on-one with David Bianco.
Awesome, awesome. Could you share anything that you gained from the Second City that you didn't know before you went in?
Yeah, it was we really dig deep on scripts, and it was very theater based. At least that's what I kind of felt about it. And that wasn't really something that I wanted to do. And so I felt like I needed more of that one-on-one time to just really focus on my acting and my craft.
All right.
And then that's when I started with David Bianco.
All right, awesome. All right, so then now you're with David Bianco, and now you have projects coming out.
Yeah, I have quite a few coming out, and I we just finished my mentorship with David Bianco. So I'm now kind of on my own, doing my own auditions, looking at different talent agencies, and seeing what's the best fit for me.
Awesome, awesome. All right, RJ. So before we talk about the project that you're currently working on, where can people reach out to you? Can people look at your portfolio, look at your headshots, get a little know a little bit more about you?
Yeah, I have a website. It's rjsmithactor.com that you can look at that has a little description about me, my headshots, and 6 demo reels that I worked on with Bianco Productions.
Awesome, awesome. Check that out, and we'll have that link in the description so everyone can keep up with RJ. All right. So now let's talk about the project you're currently working on. Is titled "Get Out of My Head." How did you come apart about that project, and how's that experience gone?
It went really, really well, and I originally met the director and writer we were all extras on a show called Deli Boys, which is on Hulu that you can watch. And then we worked on another project called Waiter Boys, which was another short film, and it was another guy named Skylar Kendall that we all worked together on. He wrote it, directed it, and then I worked on Get Out of My Head with Ben, and it was a very interesting project because it was in a way I hadn't played a character like that before.
Awesome, awesome. Could you share a little bit about the character? I don't. We were not giving out too much information.
Yeah, the character. How do I do this without giving too much information? The character. I mean, he's not. Huh.
So here, how would you say this character is different from the one that you played before?
I would say in a way of they're more. He's more similar to myself. A lot of the characters that I've played were have been very trauma based and like they've gone through a lot. And it was very nice to kind of just switch that up a little bit to kind of play a character that still has some issues, but they're not, you don't see them very clearly at first. You kind of see them later into the film. But it was just a really great way to kind of play around with them a little bit. And I had a lot of fun playing Eric.
Awesome, awesome. All right, and do you know when will that film be available for everyone to catch in the theater?
I believe it'll be I believe sometime this month is what I heard. I know you planned on editing it in June, and I know we're in early June now, so hopefully that will be out within the month.
Awesome, awesome. Also, everyone that's listening, be on the lookout for Get Out of My Head. All right, RJ, so when you're not acting, when you're, not in front of the camera, what do you like to do in your free time? Any hobbies? Do you like to travel?
Yeah, I play guitar, and I really love to like garden, and I also play a lot of golf. Probably a little too much golf, but I really have a lot of fun with all three of those things. Like I have 7 guitars, which is probably a lot more than I need, but I have a lot of fun with that. And gardening is just something that I really like to do. With being an actor, I'm always in my head of my different characters. So when I'm able to do yard work and just work with my hands, it makes it so I'm able to kind of escape that sort of mindset.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. Have you gotten any created any songs?
No, not really. I tried a while ago, and it's something that I would still really love to do. But right now, I'm really focused on acting in my career.
Got you, got you. All right, all right. All right, RJ. So we're at that point of the episode where I ask the guest this question. What is a book, a TV show, or a film that you recommend to an aspiring actor?
I really loved Goodwill Hunting just because both of the actors are in it. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of their names right now. But they
The
directed
Netflix,
it.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah. They both they directed it and they acted in it, and I think it's such a great film for young actors to look at to really and study just because that's what I kind of and I that's my favorite film to look at as an actor.
Definitely, definitely. And also, I'm gonna add on to that. When I my own experience when I took a screenwriting class, the professor played for us clips of Good Will Hunting, and that actually helped me in my early days become uh the screenwriter I am today. Just with those examples that he pointed out from the movie Good Will Hunting. So yeah, definitely check that out. All right, all right, everyone. That was our episode today with RJ Smith, actor. So check out Get Out of My Head. We're gonna try to get the link to it whenever it's available, but also the link to the website. We're gonna have that definitely in the description. And also keep up with RJ. And RJ, we look forward to having you back and hearing more about your other projects and how Get Out of My Head goes when it
Yeah,
comes out.
thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right, everyone. If you love today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Inside Plug 2Gs. Also, stay inspired and keep creative. Inside Plug, signing out.